Yeah, I'm talking about Boogie again, the internet's favorite clown. Everyone is lining up to throw the baseball at the target to dunk this goober into the water tank, and I can't resist. It's actually unbelievable how he continues to find new, deplorable ways to sink deeper into degeneracy and dig himself even deeper holes. I am blown away by his ability to constantly embarrass himself. I don't know what kind of kink this is, but it goes beyond humiliation at this point. So buckle your seatbelt, I'm gonna deliver a high-speed Boogie breakdown here for what happened last night. So, Boogie has maintained for a while that he has cancer, and a lot of his reasoning behind his most recent cryptocurrency scam was that he needed the money for his medical treatments with his cancer. And last night, that diagnosis was challenged with people directly confronting about the authenticity of his claims because there were some inconsistencies and some shady things with what Boogie was saying about it. I believe the catalyst behind this whole conversation was Destiny, who spearheaded the questions that he had about Boogie's diagnosis, and it led to, like, directly talking with him about it, which then led to more and more people coming in to talk to Boogie about it. And for those that don't know, Boogie2988 is a pathological liar. He cannot help himself. Just like a pile of dog shit can't help but smell like poop, Boogie can't help but lie. Even about the most trivial things ever. He used to tell fibs about games and, like, what games he was playing and finishing and why he needed to buy games to review them only to never review the games. Like, I'm surprised he didn't start weighing in on the Elden Ring DLC being too hard, saying some shit like, oh, well, yeah, so the Elden Ring DLC was quite simple for me, really. I kind of first tried every single boss. My favorite boss was Rudonius of the Hidden Leaf Village, obviously. Like, he just lies, and he can't help but continue to lie anytime he sees an opportunity for it, especially if it could potentially lead to some level of sympathy. Oh, yes, I've experienced racism. Me, Boogie2988, as you know, I'm a full-blooded Atlantean, and I recall when Plato came to our hidden continent and sunk it himself because he didn't like the color of our skin. Like, he is just a liar, is the point I'm trying to make here. An outrageous one at that. So, with some of the things he was saying, people started to question whether or not he really did have cancer, so they confronted him directly on a podcast, and throughout the 3 or so hours that he was on the podcast there, he chose the worst possible dialogue options every single time, and it eventually culminated with him getting naked.
So, your shred of privacy is this, but not being naked on film, not talking about fucking whores.
Yeah, I'll get naked right now. I'll get naked right now.
Take it off. Let's do it.
A pretty interesting strategy here to get nude, just strip down to your birthday suit. Boogie's playing chess, the rest of us are playing checkers. Lying about having cancer takes a very special kind of scumbag. It's not unheard of on the internet, there's plenty of famous cases of people doing that, but to come in and question Boogie on it, like, you've got to have your ducks in a row. And Boogie, when defending himself, refused to show even a single shred of evidence to push back against the claims, and the claims had more evidence than Boogie did about his diagnosis. And it eventually reached the point where people were begging him to just show, like, a fucking single molecule that would somehow lend any credence to Boogie's claims, and he just refused. There was I think it was an $80,000 bounty. Like, multiple YouTubers came in and offered thousands upon thousands of dollars to Boogie, up to $80,000, to just show a piece of his medical record to a trusted third party, so that way they could verify it, that he really does have cancer like he claims he does, and he refused. Which is very weird, considering Boogie just scammed his audience for $10,000 talking about how desperate he was for money because of his medical bills and everything. So he'll scam his audience for $10,000, but he won't just briefly show a little piece of his medical record here for 80 grand, 80,000 clams? That just doesn't add up, because he's talking about how it's like the last bastion of privacy he has, which doesn't make any sense because Boogie has never given a fuck about privacy. Every single aspect of his life, he has pushed into the public eye that people have to just, like, have their fucking retinas burned out against their will because Boogie is shoving every aspect of his personal life down their throat. Yet this is the one thing he wants privacy on, even though he himself was the first one to ever talk about it. It just doesn't make sense. So it's definitely not looking good for Boogie after this. He's since deactivated his Twitter account and everything, which probably is only temporary. He's addicted to Twitter. It's like a heroin addict. Like, I imagine he's going to go back to the needle here to Twitter. But for now, it's looking like his ham got steamed on this podcast. It doesn't look good here. Of course, it hasn't been 100% definitively proven that he's lying about his diagnosis or anything like that, but the whole situation around it is very weird for sure. And I just want to show you a little bit from it. Now, a buddy of mine, whom I'm sure all of you have heard me talk about in the past, Jackson Clark, that's a name that lives in infamy in the mind of Boogie. Jackson Clark is Boogie's boogeyman. He mentioned Jackson so many times unprompted in this podcast that the other hosts were left stunned, wondering who the fuck is Jackson? Because Jackson has, for a long time now, been pushing back against a lot of what Boogie has said and done to his audience. And Jackson, a while back, did talk about the diagnosis on Twitter, and it has, I guess, weighed heavy on the psyche of Boogie.
Yeah, I'm never showing any of these motherfuckers my medical paper. Go fuck yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny, Jackson Clark, Keemstar, you can see it when I fucking die. It's my fucking goddamn medical record.
I don't know why Jackson Clark was on the tip of his tongue there in the middle of this panel, but wow. That's so big. Hold on, I gotta send that to Jackson. Jackson's gonna have a big old smile and a big old wet spot in his trousers for it. That's big. It was Destiny who put up 5K and Muda put up 50K. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's not like Boogie to turn down free money like that. He just scammed his audience for $10,000, which in this podcast he openly admits to. I think it was who was it? Like, I think it was Nicholas Diorio. Nicholas Diorio at the very end came in and he's like, "What do you mean morals? You scammed your audience for 10K." And Boogie goes, "Yeah, but this is different." He's like, "This is two separate things."
Because I'm insisting on it. Because
Drop
I'm
the microphone.
No, wait. Why would you have to insist on a biopsy if you can confirm?
But this is basically the whole podcast where they are picking apart Boogie's story and just begging and even trying to offer him tons of money to prove that he actually has what he says he has. Where does he mention more Jackson, though?
Goddamn medical records. And I don't want one of you motherfuckers feeling sorry for me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you do.
Okay? You hate me as much as you fucking want. But that's I'm taking one goddamn thing with me. And this is a decision I made when Jackson Clark demanded this shit 2 fucking years ago. And it's a decision I'm fucking sticking to here 2 years
I don't know
later.
who Jackson Clark is.
I don't even know if I'm getting...
That's incredible! Jackson Clark, he did it again! First and last name! He's doing it! He's doing it! That's so huge. And now he looks like a pioneer for being the first to request the Panama Papers on Boogie here. And then 2:43 on the dot, Jackson mentioned again. This is like a Where's Waldo game. Alright, so 2:43 mentioned again.
His name right. It's fucking Moist Critical's butt buddy. I don't fucking know.
Why do you keep calling him Jackson Clark?
I don't
Wait, he's getting name dropped again!
know his real name. What is it?
What do you mean you don't know his real name? You've said it 4 times. Jackson Clark. You think that's an alias? A first and last name alias? His real name's fucking Steve Cheeseburger? And why you pretend you don't know his real name? You tweet about him every now and then after blocking him so he can't fight back. That's his pseudonym. He's using it like J.K. Rowling.
I'm gonna let him have too, right? I'd break some type of law.
HIPAA laws, yeah.
I'm gonna let him have the win.
What's the reasoning behind that? Why are you letting him have the win?
Because as I said to Jackson Clark 2 years ago, or at least said about
Jackson
it.
Clark.
Yeah, I am not sharing my medical records. I'm not sharing this with the internet. This is for me. I'm good.
How much money did Jackson Clark get you to fucking say his name?
Yeah, I know, right?
On this stream.
I don't know.
Great advertising, yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's good for
Jackson
Penguinz0. Penguinz0. Jackson Clark. Penguinz0. Jackson Clark. Check it out. Buy Fattycoin. There.
That's, honestly, put that on the back of the DVD box. That is so fucking flames. Hold on, I'm telling Jackson timestamps. Get Jackson on stream. He's sleeping right now. It's Australia. He's not up yet. He actually hates you too. He does. He absolutely does. 100%. But he hates everyone that doesn't immediately fall in line and agree with him. What's crazy is he doesn't hate Keemstar, who literally invited him over to his house on the 4th of July just to throw ice cubes at him and bully him. but he hates everybody else. Literally everybody else. It's so odd. It's super weird. I don't know why he hates me and Jackson so much more than everyone else. I genuinely do not. I have talked about Boogie twice. Once with his crypto scam and once with the documentary that dropped where he talked about how his life fell apart from buying hookers and everything and still had a crazy ego about how he deserves to fuck tens. And all kinds of heinous shit. Those are the only 2 times I talked about him. And comparatively to everyone else, I don't even think I was that mean. I gave him legitimate advice about maybe instead of scamming your audience, you should just keep making YouTube videos. He averages 20K views per video. If you just make a video a day at that average, he would be able to support himself with at least $10,000 a month. Easy. Bare minimum. Like, I feel like, honestly, it was pretty reasonable. But maybe he doesn't like to hear that. He'd rather people throw ice cubes at him in person. I don't know. I really don't know. You guys did make fun of him in the documentary for like an entire podcast episode. Yeah, constructively. Like, if you're going through all these health problems, maybe don't start every day with a Mountain Dew after you take off your fucking CPAP machine. Like, that's constructive. I think. Like, instead of a Mountain Dew, anything else. And maybe just doing fucking acid in the middle of the forest with a fucking shaman is not going to be the therapist you need. I know, yeah, I know. They brought in everyone for this one. It's certainly not looking like Boogie was telling the truth, shockingly. But who knows? Maybe for some reason he really is refusing like $80,000 in order to keep this last bastion of privacy, which isn't really private considering he was the one that talked about it first. Watched all 4 hours. He doesn't hate you and Jackson. He thinks Jackson Clark is your real name and Charles White is one of your internet aliases. No, that's not true. He knows we're separate people. Now you're just making shit up, but I love that. I love that idea. Jackson Clark is my Australian alter. So a couple of quick things. I have made 2 videos on Boogie ever, but he has become a pretty common topic on the podcast where we talk about some of his more recent shenanigans. So maybe that's where he's hearing a lot of it from, because in videos, it's only been 2 from me. And on the podcast, it's not just me, it's everyone kind of just going over like the Boogie recap on what he's doing right now and why he probably shouldn't be doing what he's doing right now and how he can do things that are better than that. Like maybe that's where he's seeing a lot of it from, where he gets this idea that I'm always, you know, shitting on him or whatever. And the other thing I actually want to dive into a little bit is where I briefly mentioned that if Boogie would just make a video a day, or at least increase the frequency in which he creates content, he would be able to support himself. And he wouldn't need to resort to scams or lies or these elaborate ruses to try and squeeze milk from a stone here and shake down the last remaining audience he has for their lunch money. He could just support himself through what he used to do, which was make content. Yes, he lost most of his audience once they started to take a peek behind the mask, the facade that he put up, then they noticed that he's like the goddamn Babadook, right? He's a monster. But his channel was so big that even losing the majority of his audience still leaves him with a very sizable audience left. That's bigger than like 99% of other channels on the platform already. And averaging between 20 to 30,000 views per video is sustainable. I have another channel, and I've talked about it a couple of times, called Skill Check. And this is for all of the nerdy shit that I love to do. It's pretty niche. So Dungeons and Dragons and trading card games. Right now, mainly Magic the Gathering Commander, but we're branching into more Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece TCG content. I have a huge passion for this shit. And the average views on the videos for that channel is right around 30 to 40,000-ish. Sometimes they pop off like the Commander game with Wubby or the Shot Caller Commander game, but the average is between like 30 to 40,000 across the whole channel. And I'm going to just give you a peek behind the old analytics here. This is what the channel generates. Off 2.1 million views per month, it makes over $7,000 per month. Now let's compare that to Boogie's channel. Boogie, even when not creating content, his channel basically just gathers fucking cobwebs because he doesn't want to put any work in and make stuff. Even with that in mind, his channel still makes almost 1 million views per month. Now imagine if he would just post more frequently. He could easily fucking support himself through AdSense. He could. no matter what lie he tries to feed you about how that's not possible, no one wants to watch him, his average says otherwise. He just doesn't want to do it. He's looking for the easier paydays, like taking $10,000 up front to pump a fucking crypto scam. If it is true that Boogie is lying about all of this, that'll just be yet another unbelievably low thing that Boogie has done throughout his career. And he has made a career out of doing some of the lowest shit the platform's ever seen. So again, it hasn't been 100% confirmed that he's lied about this. So maybe he is telling the truth. Maybe he's got stick it to the man neosis. Like, it's just all a very odd set of circumstances with the way all of this is unfolding here. And I just had to talk about it a little bit because, man, I mean, Jackson Clark, he got mentioned so many times here, and this is just such a fucking weird story. That's really about it. See ya. As I was rendering the video here, some new lore just dropped, a little update to this case. Keemstar made a tweet kind of talking about some things behind the scenes. Now, he's like the Boogie whisperer. Boogie tells him everything, I guess. So, I think probably best to wait for Boogie to confirm all of this, but I'll at least put this here for the sake of covering everything that's come out here. According to Keem's tweet, Boogie went on steroids that could cause cancer in the blood, and then 2 years ago, after he lost his money in crypto, went to the doctor, said he had high red blood cells, indicating he may have it. And before he got any confirmation, he made a YouTube video announcing it, and then for 2 years has been telling people he has it to use it for sympathy, and he never actually got confirmation, but now apparently he's scheduled to go see whether or not he has it. So that's the most recent update there, and it doesn't come directly from Boogie, so I guess we might have to wait to see what he says about it, even though Boogie himself isn't really a reliable narrator since he lies about everything ever. But again, there is no 100% confirmation on whether or not he's lying about this or anything, but it is certainly very peculiar. Very, very weird. That's about it. See ya. Today, it all ends. A journey 7 years in the making. There was actually more time spent building up to this conclusion than there was for the entire Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is a story far more important and far more special. This is the story of Michael Superbacker and the Air Umbrella. I've covered this story for the last 4 years. I made my first video about this situation 4 years ago. To break it down, there was a Kickstarter scam called the Air Umbrella, which promised to deliver some kind of fucking Harry Potter level device where it's a umbrella that just shoots a bunch of air out to deflect rain and keep you safe and dry like an invisible force field. It was able to squeeze $100,000 out of gullible people's piggy banks, and among those people was Michael Superbacker, our anime protagonist. When he didn't receive his Air Umbrella on the scheduled delivery date, he got a little upset, so he posted a comment wondering, you know, where it was. Did it get lost in the mail? Did the mailman steal it, perhaps? Can he get a replacement? Just asking questions, and then when it became more clear that it was a scam, he got very upset. Eventually, the Air Umbrella staff and team basically just goat-seed themselves in the comments saying, yeah, we're done with the project, you know, get the fuck out, fuck you guys. But Michael Superbacker wasn't taking this lying down. He stayed in the Kickstarter comments fighting for 7 years, demanding they forge him the legendary Air Umbrella Excalibur. And I even made an update to the story only 3 months ago, just letting you all know that Michael Superbacker is still out there, demanding that that Air Umbrella arrive at his doorstep one day. And now I am happy to say, thanks to the help of sufficiently advanced Alan, an incredible YouTuber, Michael Superbacker has finally gotten his chance at an Air Umbrella. Let me show you what's going on. First tab. Oh yeah, we can watch the Air Umbrella now. So Alan hit me up a couple weeks ago about the Air Umbrella. He was inspired by the Michael Superbacker story, which we've been covering for the last, what, 4 years? Sporadically? So, he apparently made his own real Air Umbrella for Michael Superbacker to complete the saga. I haven't seen the video yet, but I did know it was coming. And I'm so fucking excited. I feel like Michael Superbacker, upon actually receiving an Air Umbrella, is just going to, like, fade away into dust. Like, his time on this realm will end. Because that was his last purpose, like the only thing anchoring him to this realm.
More on them later.
Exit Prime Slum, Oma, and Monopoly.
Is full of scams. Allegedly. I mean, look at these real useful products.
For sure.
A laser razor.
Not allegedly.
You've got a coolest
Very
cooler.
Much so.
You've got whatever the this thing is.
This Air Umbrella shelters you from the rain
Yeah, baby.
Powerful stream of air. No, seriously, what the hell is this? It's a CAD model of a stick? How did 825 people fall for this?
Kinda.
What is this guy doing? He's zip tying
Hitachi
a
wand.
stick onto another stick? Nothing is going on. What is this montage? No, you don't talk. I am talking right now.
Is currently in the stage of research.
There's some Sam and Moza.
Research D's nut campaign, and I'm seeing a lot of them from Michael Superbacker.
That's the boy.
238 of them are Michael Superbacker. That means, on average, he has left a comment here every 10 days asking where his air umbrella is for the last 7 years.
This is
He has actually done that, so a little heads up for anyone unfamiliar with the Michael Superbacker story. The air umbrella was a Kickstarter gone wrong. It was a big scam. Got $100,000. Michael Superbacker, along with others, were demanding their air umbrella. And they all try the same thing everyone that's going through the stages of denial try, which is invoking the Kickstarter code of we are owed a refund. And when that didn't work, Michael started treating this like his sailor's log. It became his diary. So he's written on the comment section of the air umbrella so much. Like, I've learned so much about Michael as a person just through his comments on that Kickstarter. It's so good. It is one of the most interesting pieces of internet lore.
Maybe we'll get an extra present/reward smiley face.
If only he
This will be the last
knew.
smiley face Michael ever commented on this page. A few months go by and Michael starts having doubts. It said a December delivery. It's January 9th and I haven't received my umbrella yet.
Thanks to the resub
Are they
sim.
already sent out? Where the f is my money? Where the
There
f
he is.
Pretty much the only person left actively leaving comments on the page.
Standing
Hello?
atop that
I've
pile
been
of
literally
corpses.
asking the mailman every day. Is it here? Is it here? He just looks at me with a sad face. Please send my product soon. Thank you.
I love Michael.
That brings us all the way to this year, 2021. 1 week ago, day 2582. The search goes on. I want to make Michael Superbacker a real working air umbrella.
And I'm
yes, what a saint! Michael is a man of focus, a force of nature so powerful not even the air umbrella I'm can flattered. stop him.
Charles White is the only person who I'd call a Michael Superbacker expert.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, Charlie, thank you for taking the call. We're doing this interview in a van.
That sounds fitting for something like the air umbrella, really.
What?
I like to imagine him as just this mysterious air umbrella spirit of vengeance.
The reason I'm calling you is I want to try and make Michael Superbacker a real working air umbrella.
That's so fucking cool. I think it's like that last piece of his identity. Like, once he gets it, he will be whole.
I sent Michael an email, and I messaged him on YouTube. And I
He's in
tweeted
Prime Atlas.
over a period of 2 months with no response. It's time to get serious. The Michael Superbacker YouTube channel has 0
He hired a
videos,
private
but does have
eye.
featured channels.
He's been commenting on my channel for the past 2 years, so I did recognize his logo.
Is he talking about
Wait,
the air
what?
umbrella on your channel?
No.
Hold on, what? I didn't know that. This is so thorough, Alan. He really went like full, like Sherlock Holmes on this case. Who does he like on YouTube? Audrey. I can find her. And using Audrey, I can get to the source.
Maybe the I got 1,000 subscribers without posting is kind of a flex.
He was the first comment on one of your videos. First, Happy New Year, Audrey.
That's a little...
Like, he was the...
That's a little wild.
Oh, maybe he's dedicated.
Michael Superbacker won't reply to me, but he will reply to Audrey. Would you be willing
This is genius!
to follow him back on Twitter for me
Fuck!
so that you can send him a DM? On October 4th, Audrey DM'd Michael Superbacker this message, and as of the publish of this video, he has yet to respond.
Man, what the fuck? What?
Michael Superbacker, wherever you are, whoever you are, I will
How did that
hunt
not
you,
work?
I will find you, and I will give you an air umbrella. We're gonna crowdsource this. If you know someone who might know someone who might know someone who might know who Michael Superbacker is, show him this video.
This
and
is
Michael,
amazing.
when you see this, leave a comment right here on this video so we can all confirm, and I will finally send you your air umbrella.
So I tried really hard to find it because I'm pretty convinced Michael Superbacker did send me an email at some point, which I responded to and never got a response back from. I feel like maybe Michael Superbacker is a hostage and he's only allowed internet access in like brief moments of recess, like very sporadically over the last 7 years he's been able to use the internet, and he spent the majority of that time commenting on the Air Umbrella post as maybe a cry for help. Maybe if you went through all 238 comments he's left and like take the first letter of each comment over the 7 years, it like spells out his location, longitude and latitude or something. But I'm almost certain, though I couldn't confirm it, that he did email me once. So I know he is like a living, breathing person. He's not like Cleverbot. Not that that's helpful to the search, but I'm almost certain. Well, that was easy. Well, that search didn't take long. He was probably the first comment on this video.
I've commissioned what is probably the closest thing in the world to what the Kickstarter promised to deliver.
Can we try it out?
That looks pretty good.
I'm gonna be a man from the future.
It's just a leaf blower.
Lay on me!
Oh yeah, okay, that didn't work very well.
Keep going, it might work!
Oh no, I can't believe it didn't work. But that's when Simone came up with a brilliant idea that was really
Thanks,
obvious
Prime Jordan.
in hindsight.
Hope you like it, Robotic.
That's much better. Let's see how well this works. Oh! That's like legitimately like the force field that the Kickstarter claimed would be for.
Yeah.
If that arrow
That's pretty,
was the
well, that was
size
pretty
of a
obvious. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
We're gonna try the hose on the mist setting first, because this is about like as light as it gets. It's like a gentle drizzle. I'm just gonna back into it.
Well, I like to imagine Michael Superbacker really will use this.
It goes sideways.
He'll walk around New York with this during the rain.
Mist, it works with mist. It does work with mist.
He's the Prime
3, 2,
Internet
1.
Lord in the resub Anthermy. Now, what if we double-fisted this? What if you had two taped together in a bigger head?
Just when I thought things couldn't get any better, God himself got involved.
In case you didn't know it,
Thanks,
it is
Resub
wet
Rinny.
outside.
We're LA. We're always unprepared for the rain. Come on.
I don't own an umbrella.
Oh
because
my god,
it's
this is
rare.
this is actually a sign. This is a sign.
The future of umbrellas is not a tuba. It's for you, Michael. I think this is working.
Thanks, Resub Gingerbet.
And then the rain turns back on.
It passed the final test. Real rain. Dude, that is until...
The rain's picking up.
I'm getting drenched, so go.
It seems to be working.
It's not working anymore.
We just need a bigger... It needs to be like an absolute massive cannon.
Hey, you're buying me lunch, right?
Yeah, I'll get
This
you
is
a
so
photo.
cute.
Yeah.
His 7-year-long journey's finally come to an end.
I want to thank Bluehost for sponsoring this part of the video. If you didn't
Oh
know,
my
Bluehost is one of
God.
the largest website hosting providers, and it already
Michael,
powers millions of websites. They've got
here's
this
to
web
you.
builder that's really style.
I have no doubt he also set a speedrun world record. No, but this is the real Michael Superbacker, I can already tell. Yeah. Look at the merch, where is it? Oh, here. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. I say, yeah, let it fucking ride, Michael. He's trying to get his money back. Well, yeah, but now he's got an air umbrella. It only took them 7 years, and they changed manufacturers. I don't know why I feel so inclined to at least briefly talk about this, but it's just kind of a captivating story. I'm sure you've at least heard some whispers about this supervillain, but there is a serial sperm bank donor who has now fathered over 500 children, which has caused a lot of outrage because there are real dangers associated with this, because he's got more kids than a male seahorse, right? And they deliver like 2,000 babies at once. He's on track to match the seahorse numbers. So the problem is, these kids will grow up, and there's a chance that they find each other and never know they're related, so it could lead to inbreeding and incest. It's an incest concern, which is why a lot of people now are starting to rally against this sperm donor, because it's a big deal. He has too many kids. He needs to be cut off. The bartender needs to shut that shit down at the sperm bank. Tell the goddamn milkman here that, you know, no more deliveries. They've got plenty of supply for a lifetime. His name is Jonathan Jacob Meyer, And his name even sounds made up. That sounds like some John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith shit right there. But he's apparently well known in the sperm scene. In fact, he was even blacklisted from donating sperm in the Netherlands in 2017. It is just a legitimate problem. I went over it a bit more on stream, so I'll show you some clips from that before getting back into it. Did you hear of the serial sperm donor with 500 plus children who's being sued for increased incest risk? Yeah, what's his name? Caleb texted me. It's like, he has like an NPC name. It's like John Madison or something. Well, it's probably not John Madison. That's one of the fucking founding fathers, but, oh, it's James Madison. What's the guy's name? Jonathan Jacob. Jonathan Jacob Meyer. Jonathan Jacob Meyer has donated sperm to at least 13 clinics, including 11 in the Netherlands, where he was blacklisted in 2017 for fathering 102 children. Man's out here trying to be the next Genghis Khan. Be the dad to half the population. The group alleges that the serial donor has lied about the number of children he's fathered. We're taking action against this man because the government is doing nothing. He has global reach via the internet, and he does business with large international sperm banks. Do they like him? Do the sperm banks like him? Is he providing them like a valuable service that they defend him? I have to imagine they have access to plenty of sperm. They probably don't need them, right? Would I ever donate sperm? Probably not. Not even because I think it'd be like a yucky, weird experience. I just feel bad because I'd condemn a kid to be short. And not everyone can deal with such a burden. Yeah, I wouldn't want him to grow up to have like short man syndrome, like short man rage. If I had known he had already fathered more than 100 children, I would have never chosen this donor. When I think about the consequences this could have for my child, I'm sick to my stomach. Going to the court is the only way to protect my child. That is quite an interesting situation. He's fathered so many children that it's now a non-zero risk that those kids grow up and then they end up, you know, reproducing with each other, not knowing that they're related. Do you think this is a kink of his? No, I think he's just some kind of, like B-tier supervillain from a comic book. Like, he hatched this nefarious plot, and it's a long-term con where it's like, I'm going to fill the Netherlands with, you know, hundreds of my children, and they'll never know. And then the inbreeding will commence and lead to generations of brain decline. I'll destroy the Netherlands from the inside out. That kind of thing. Holy shit. An Australian couple paid over $6,500 to a Danish fertility clinic for his sperm. What? We chose him because he was worldly, creative, and very intelligent. He was open to meeting his donor children, and he looks like my partner. It sounds like she was just attracted to him. He could have just given it to you au natural. You didn't even have. You probably wouldn't have even had to pay $6,500. He won't be stopped. I think it's disgusting. I'm incredibly angry and disappointed. I can't believe I have to tell my child that he has hundreds of siblings. Yeah, it is kind of fucking wild. So right now, it's a civil lawsuit against him because he knowingly continued to donate sperm like an absolute madman, just tossing these things out like free samples at a mall food court. And he did it at 11 clinics in the Netherlands, which has led to over 100 children in the Netherlands alone. And he continues to donate it internationally as well to spread his seed even further across the planet. He himself is saying the reason he keeps donating so much sperm here, like gallons upon gallons of it, is because he just wants to make sure everyone can have the joy of having a child, and he's doing his part to give them the tools necessary for it, I suppose. I don't think he realizes just how big of an issue it is to father more than 500 kids like that. I mean, it's not, again, it's not like a small thing, right? You would hate for those kids to end up meeting each other, not knowing that they're related, and then leading to fucking inbreeding, right? That's terrible. That's awful. I'm hoping they do win the lawsuit against this guy, and I'm hoping the sperm banks are going to do their due diligence to ensure they don't keep using his samples they're gonna have to like double and triple check those to make sure that it's not John Jacob coming in again under like another pseudonym or anything like that. Going in disguise, he's got like a fucking fake mustache and glasses on and goes to jerk off into their facilities. So yeah, it is actually pretty distressing. So just wanted to talk about it because the whole thing's wild. That's about it. So yeah. A few nights ago on stream, I watched a little bit of a video called I Got Divorced Over Yu-Gi-Oh! And I went into it, you know, like lollipop and spinny hat, thinking it was going to be like good, silly fun. Like I thought it was like an exaggeratory title where he was telling a story about how his wife walked in like Seto Kaiba and ripped his blue eyes, and then he said, "Enough is enough. We'll play a shadow game to decide the fate of our marriage," and then they divorced or something. But the reality is, it's a very honest and open look at an unhealthy relationship, and it's one that I went back and finished the video for and have been thinking about since. So in a nutshell, this guy had a YouTube channel that was dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh! And he was actually paying his bills through the content he was making. So it's not like this was a hobby that was destructive to him. You know, he wasn't going out on the streets and selling his butt for Yu-Gi-Oh! Briefcases of cards. Like, he was making a living through Yu-Gi-Oh! And his YouTube channel, but his wife didn't really like it. She didn't have any respect for it, and it basically boiled down to he married like his #1 hater. And she eventually wore him down enough to the point where he did abandon the hobby and his YouTube channel because she just thought it was kind of cringe, I guess. Like, I'm not saying in every healthy relationship your partner has to, you know, get into whatever hobby you're into, but at the very least, the bare minimum is being understanding and supportive of it. Like, I'm not saying she had to go out there and get a tier 0 deck or learn how to pendulum summon so she could start banishing assholes to the Shadow Realm, but maybe don't be constantly spitting and shitting on your husband for something that he's clearly passionate about and something that is actively making him money. I got divorced over Yu-Gi-Oh!
I need to say this. Let me just say it straight out the way. I am no longer married, and I'm divorced.
More time for Yu-Gi-Oh! You can grind. YCS pretty soon, I think. Can't remember when the next YCS is, but you got so much time now.
When I met this woman, and I told her about my Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, she hated it. She didn't like it. She said that, hey, you could do something better with your life. You should go back to school.
Alright, I hate that. Man, just let someone have hobbies. Like, who cares? It's not hurting anyone, not hurting you. It's nerdy, sure, who cares? It's a hobby. I bet she had stupid hobbies too. Everyone does.
I said, you know what? Maybe she's right. And you know what I did? I sold all my equipment. I sold my YouTube channel.
Whoa.
I sold all my camera stuff. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it is time to move on. Maybe it's time for me to do something better with my life. Not knowing that at that time, what I had was very special. At that time, something that I chose to do, YouTube, I gave it up because someone said, hey, you know what? Maybe it is time to move on. You got to do something better with your life.
There are times where someone's hobby is detrimental to them, whether it's financially draining or mentally draining. Like, that is a problem, and that's where you'd come in and say, like, hey, maybe it's time we look for something else, try a different path, and move on to something else. But that's not the case here. This guy had a channel, and his YouTube and Yu-Gi-Oh! Hobby were helping sustain him and pay bills. So her coming in there, fee-fi-fo-fumming around, marching up to him, saying, like, you gotta move on, makes no fucking sense. Like, that's so stupid. Just basically saying it's time to grow up. You know, this is a children's card game. We don't do this as adults. It's time you be a real man, a real adult, and start doing crypto scams. Like, it's just silly.
And she's no longer here. And this problem persists. She told me at that time, hey, you want to meet my mother? You need a car. Because I didn't have a car at the time. I was doing YouTube. I was working from home. I didn't need to drive anywhere.
Chasing the dream.
Yes, YouTube is what I did for a living. It's how I paid my bills. And I was street performing also. How did I street perform? I just catch the bus 20 minutes down the street, played my horn, went home. I never needed a car. even though I explained to her, this is what I chose to do.
Why did she even come into your life then? It sounds like she didn't respect your hobbies. She didn't respect your drive, your passion, or anything. Why the fuck was she even here? Just to completely change you? That's sad. And there's definitely a limit too. Like, if you're obsessed with a hobby and it's actually a detriment on your life, which it doesn't sound like it was for him, then I can understand someone coming in and be like, all right, look, maybe we need to reevaluate this. You know, maybe, you know, collecting fucking, I don't know, jelly beans and putting all your money into antique jelly beans is, you know, taking its toll. Maybe we should look at other things so you can get out of the house. You can start, you know, finding something else. I get it. But it doesn't sound like it was to that point here. This is just sad. I imagine the channel was generating income. He just said he was paying his bills through YouTube and street performing. So he was making money. He was perfectly sustaining himself. At least that's the impression I get. She was probably embarrassed to tell her friends what he does for a living. Well, then don't be with him. If you're embarrassed of your significant other, why are you with them in the first place? That's on you if you don't respect them. Don't be with them. It's bad for both you and the partner. I feel like this probably happens a lot, although I've only seen it happen to one of my friends once, where he got with a girl that just really didn't like anything about him. Well, you know, like, what are you doing there? Why are you choosing to be with this person if the goal is to change everything about them, to turn them into a blank canvas for you to paint on? That this doesn't make sense. Find someone that's more compatible with the things you like at that point. Like in this case, she comes in and she just doesn't like any of it. You're going to flush Yu-Gi-Oh down the shitter. You're going to go back to school. Honestly, it sounds like a mom that's trying to like discipline their kid. Like, all right, no more Xbox. We're unplugging the Xbox and you're going to go to school twice as much now. Somehow. We're going to find extra school for you to go to. It's just so fucking toxic. This guy was doing just fine. He was providing for himself through his passion, through his ambition, his hobbies. But it didn't fit what she thought was acceptable. So she goes in there and tries to force him to do all of it, and unfortunately succeeds where he does abandon his hobbies and his passion for her, for this relationship. And that just shouldn't have been a sacrifice that he was forced to make for the sake of the relationship. He didn't need to tribute summon his hobby in order to get his wife's appreciation for what she believes is an acceptable idea for an adult hobby. It was making money, it was paying his bills, and it's something he loved doing. Why change that? There's really no good argument I can think of for it. Sounds like she just hated Yu-Gi-Oh! She must have been more of a Digimon gal.
So, she hated those cards. She literally cried because of those cards. And people say, hey, priorities, man. It's your wife, or, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You tell me your wife was crying about Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
But then I'll be back at that point where I'm giving up things that I like, things that's a part of my life, for someone else to feel happy. And I feel miserable in the process. I love that. I miss that. Why can't she come along with my journey instead of scrutinizing me? And then that's money gone from me. It's not about the money, but that was money gone from me.
Yeah, it was his career. Man, what a disaster. What a shame. Imagine your Yu-Gi-Oh passion being so epic it makes your wife cry. My husband has mastered the shadow games. Damn! Fuck! I'd want nothing more than my partner loving their job, man. I'd cry tears of joy. I imagine that's how it works in most healthy relationships, brother. I feel like it's kind of important to have, like, respect. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's kind of basic. He triggered her trap card of divorce. Now, another thing I was thinking about when I went back and watched the whole video is that there is a time where a hobby becomes too consuming, where it starts straining the relationship. Like, maybe he was always fiddling around with those Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know, by candlelight in like a dark room, and, you know, scratching at his neck for more Yu-Gi-Oh cards and ignoring his wife and letting the relationship start to crumble around him because it's always Yu-Gi-Oh all the time. But I don't think that was the case here. And you'll see why I think that in a moment, the more he explains about how it got to that point. And it's not all about Yu-Gi-Oh! He does talk about how a big part of his life has always been music and street performing, and even that wasn't acceptable to her or her parents, really.
I met the parents. They asked me, hey, what do you do for a living? I had to tell them I am a musician. I couldn't tell them I was a street musician. I am a musician. Then they said, hey, you have a degree? I said, I don't have a degree. My ex-wife parents did not speak to me for 2 years and told her not to marry me because I don't have a degree.
That's fucking brutal, and to me, it blows my little noodle because this guy was doing so fine on his own. He was paying all of his bills. He was living just fine with the money he was making through Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube content and street performing music. And he'll talk about it in a moment, he was making enough money where he could provide for both himself and his wife through those passions. Yet, they wanted him to just burn it all to the ground, fucking salt the earth, so he could restart with what they think is acceptable, which was going back to school to get a degree and getting a 9-to-5 job. Both things that he did do. Well, he got the 9-to-5 job and attempted school, but school wasn't working out super well for him. But he did everything for that relationship to try and make her happy and be like an acceptable partner in his ex-wife's parents' eyes.
So I give up this YouTube thing. I give up my entrepreneurial things. I try to do something that's not innately a part of my strengths at all because I'm thinking I'm in love to do something for somebody to prove something. So when we got married and we moved out to Baltimore to somewhere else that I didn't want to be, she said, hey, how come you're not paying the bills? And I was like, what? I have a job. I have a 9-to-5 job. I don't make enough from this 9-to-5 job to pay all these bills. Before then, I could street performing in YouTube. I made enough money off of that to pay the bills. Now I'm working 9-to-5 all day long, and that's not a complaint because there are people who do that. But I had something that most people wish they had.
He's right. He had the dream job. He literally had the wet dream most people wish they had, which is their hobby, their passion, being able to sustain them. So they don't have to do something that makes them miserable just to survive. And he says, like, he gave all of that up for her and this relationship, and that new shiny 9-to-5 that he got, all to please his wife because she believed that that was the only real way to grow up and, you know, move on from Yu-Gi-Oh! And street performing music. Well, that 9-to-5 couldn't pay the bills for both of them. And that's the unfortunate reality of where America is right now. I've talked about this a lot. The normal salary you make at like a 9-to-5, you can't fucking live off of that in like a 2-person household. That just, it's impossible. Things are way too expensive, especially in certain locations. It's just not happening. It's an absolute shame. It's a fucking crime. I'm not going to just rant about that. I've done that plenty on stream. He had a job that could do that. Like, he had a job people kill over. And she just didn't like it. Found it cringe, I guess. Wasn't proud of his hobby and that job that was making him money. So forced is the wrong word because he mentions as well, he made the choice. He ultimately chose to get rid of all of that for her, but she was pushing him to do it, and now he's miserable with this 9-to-5, and she's not happy because that 9-to-5 isn't able to pay all of the bills.
She says, hey, you need to find a hobby. I'm like, oh, let me play Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. So, last December, last year, I start my channel up again. I buy my channel back from Java. Like, oh, she gave me the okay to go into a hobby. You know what she said? You're spending too much time playing those cards. She says, why are you into those cards so much? I said, hey, I need to make a video about something.
After selling everything and starting over, he does eventually get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! To a certain extent where he picks up the hobby again, but his wife still just hates that the hobby he picked up was Yu-Gi-Oh! And YouTube. So he goes on to say how she just really didn't like it. That's when he gets into saying how she would like actually cry over Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's where I was saying, like, if it was completely consuming his whole life where he was ignoring her and everything in the relationship was starting to just dwindle because he was too preoccupied with Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd understand it. But from what I'm seeing and like going back to his channel, it doesn't seem like that was really the case. He was talking about how since he'd been away from the game for an extended period of time, he needed to relearn it. He needed to catch up on all the new things with Yu-Gi-Oh! So he could make content around it. So he'd be able to be knowledgeable on it, which is perfectly understandable, I'd say. And it doesn't seem like he took it to an excessive degree. It's his passion, it's his hobby, it's what he wanted to do, and it's what he was doing, so he wanted to get back to it. He recognized just how much of a gift being able to do that and make money off of it was, and he wanted that back. So he was getting back into the hobby. She still really hated it. One thing led to another, and now they're no longer together. And it seems like the big reason is because of Yu-Gi-Oh! The deeper issue is that she had absolutely no respect for his passion, and she wasn't supportive and seemed like was embarrassed of him. So it's two people that should have never been together in the first place. He gave up everything he loved to try and make her happy, but she was never really happy with the man that he actually is. So it's just very incompatible, and they tried to make it work, and it didn't work. And both people, I think, were not happy as a result of the relationship. Hopefully going forward, they both find better partners. Hopefully this guy's starting over on his YouTube channel. Luckily, he was able to buy it back. Hopefully he is able to find that success that he once had, and yeah, just kind of wanted to talk about it because I just found it to be one of the more honest videos I've seen on the platform about a subject like this. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Did you see the drama about a Boston Marathon runner shitting in a dude's yard? The dude complained on Reddit, and then the Boston subreddit defended the runner that shit in the dude's yard. I'll check it out. Okay, so this is kind of like the patient zero here. One of the marathon runners just took a shit in my yard. Video inside. Looks like there was hard evidence here. No questions to be asked. They couldn't have tried to blame it on like an animal or something. There was apparently porta potties throughout the route. Man, everything's fucking deleted. This one's not. Someone said it's an emergency. Why would you approach her during this? It was probably embarrassing. She took a shit in his yard. OP responded by saying she should have the courtesy of not shitting on my lawn. There's no possible way her actions can ever be justified. I'm on OP's side here. Like, you can shit other places. There's porta potties throughout there. Plenty that you can do. But yeah, the comments are more on the side of the runner. I think this is one of those astronomically rare circumstances where it can actually be justified. What do you want to happen now? Don't fuck up this woman's life because she didn't want to shit herself. Just don't shit in his lawn. What do you mean, what do you want to happen now? Put her on blast. This lady just fucking shit in my yard. Why? Did she pick up the shit after? No. She left it there and continued running based on the other comments I've seen. Oh my god. Wait, these comments, this is like the most Reddit shit I've ever seen. The comment said, OP should take a lesson from this post. Being a decent human actually requires some effort. On her part, like, just to have the decency not to shit in the yard. Yeah, here it loaded. Yes, you have some ground to stand on because this person... Yes, you have some ground to stand on too because this person some personal shame. But what else do you get from it? And all of OP's responses there are so focused on my, and even stating in no circumstances is this justified. Quite showing of how this person is developed. No, yeah, obviously he has some ground to stand on, but that ground is covered in shit. That's the problem. What the fuck? So focused on my. Yeah, it's his fucking yard that she started shitting on. What? This is crazy. This is crazy. At least this one's got downvotes. The other one was updated. But he probably got downvoted because of terrible grammar. His grammar was more shit than that lady's ass. So they probably downvoted for that, because the other ones are updated. At least we're getting to a point where some of these awful takes are fucking downvoted. Damn, OP, you didn't even offer the bathroom. Boo. Right? That's the humane thing to do. Do you want to clean up in my house? You're right, OP should have been out there with his baby wipes helping her wipe her ass. Maybe get her some Imodium and water while he's at it. Shut the fuck up. You can invite some stranger into your house after she poops in your lawn. Finally, a man in The Boston subreddit with a fucking brain in between their ears. Yeah. What are you talking about? Didn't even offer the bathroom. What's he supposed to do? Be monitoring his ring at every hour of the day, making sure there's not some vigilante pooper coming through? Like fucking rushes out there and cradles her like a baby, dragging her to the bathroom? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What kind of chaos? What kind of madness? What world are we living in? What kind of fantasy? Please, madam, come inside. Use my toilet. Use my facilities, quick. Put your sphincter away. There's better choices. Don't embarrass yourself. Again, at least this one has downvotes. You're acting like someone pooped in your yard for fun. She's running a marathon and didn't know what to do. It's not like she could just go home. Yeah, it's gross, but she was probably already embarrassed about the situation. Fucking hold it till you get to the porta potties, or even at the, even at the bare minimum, just shit on public property. Like shit on the street. Just anywhere else. At least bury it. And if you know what, and I'll go a step further. If you're going to shit in someone's yard, at least have the decency to pick it up. Like a dog. Marathon runners shit their pants all the time. Half the sport is being able to push your body to the limits and accept the consequences. I don't know how common it is, but there is an iconic photo of a marathon runner who's approaching the finish line with fucking doo-doo running down both of their legs. And they have like this really grimaced expression on their face. Actually just covered in more shit than like a baby who filled their diaper. The video is on Twitter. Let me see. You can't really see anything. This guy's got a huge front lawn. Some people also came around the corner and caught her in the act. I don't know if those are like marathon judges making sure no one poops themselves or something, like the goddamn defecation police, but like 2 people come around the corner and actually watch her shit on this man's lawn. Did she not wipe? Well, she didn't pack baby wipes or toilet paper for the marathon. She didn't expect to be shitting in it. Tactical shit drive-by. Yeah, looks like it. But yeah, she just leaves it. Doesn't even look like she makes an attempt to clean it up. That is foul. So the better option was for her to shit herself instead of going in someone's yard. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? Like you'd rather someone be covered in shit and publicly embarrass themselves instead of have a corner of poo on your lawn? It's literally part of the sport. Nearly 60% of marathon runners report shitting themselves. I think you're pulling this out of your ass. This stat is just as shitty as this woman in the yard. Like, I don't believe that. But yeah, there's a couple of other options. Fucking poop in public on the street outside of other people's property, or if you're going to poop on someone's yard, treat it like a dog shitting and literally pick it up after yourself. Yeah, 100%. It looks like that's all we got. That was quite a journey. That was an adventure. First off, runner's diarrhea, as it is known, is a real thing. A study published in the National Library of Medicine in 1992 asked 109 long-distance athletes about their bowel movements during runs. 62% reported that they had stopped for a bowel movement during training. 43% said they had nervous diarrhea before a race, and 51% said they had experienced diarrhea after a race, and 12% reported full-on fecal incontinence while running. That is shockingly high. But that's probably why they have porta potties throughout these marathons, for situations just like this. I guess I don't know how close together those porta potties are, though. Maybe there's like a big gap in between them. Yeah, wild situation. I didn't realize how common poopy pants were during a marathon. I thought that was kind of like an isolated incident. What you did was wrong, but I'm sure in her mind it was sheer panic. Hard to say what you'd do unless you're in the same shoes. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, like I said, I don't think this was premeditated. I don't think she planned on shitting in someone's yard that day or anything. But even still, like if you know like the floodgates are opening, I would say just do it on like public land, or at least clean up after yourself. Like find some bushes on public property, shit there, or clean up after yourself at the very least instead of just leave it like it was a hit and run, like a drive-by. Twist, she wasn't even actually running in the marathon. Oh yeah, maybe it's a very nefarious plot. The marathon was just a cover. There was a second shitter on the grassy knoll. This was cool. This was a nice little rabbit hole. I don't even remember who brought that up, but that was interesting. See Jack Owak coming back with the new energy drink called AI Energy. Is that real? Someone mentioned Jack Owak was coming back, but I didn't know it was called AI Energy. It's the new venture from Jack Owak, the original founder and creator of Bang, and it aligns itself with the relentless pace of artificial intelligence technology innovation. He really thought just slapping AI on it would get people to be like, oh, it must be something like new and interesting. Does it have the super creatine in it? That was the big thing that got Bang sued into oblivion, is Jack Owak and his stupid super creatine. Not a whole lot of info right now. But Jack Owak's behind it, you know there's gonna be titties. Where there is Jack, the milkers will be following. Yeah, it's the Bang Energy guy. I wonder if he made a YouTube video announcing it. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, this is Joshua. Does he not use his channel that much? The trailer for the AI Energy is called AI Energy, A New Era for Energy. Oh man, this looks really awesome.
You and I set the beverage industry ablaze, creating the multi-billion-dollar performance energy drink category.
Jack, the only thing you set ablaze was your company, brother. You got blasted. They butt-fucked you, brother. You and your stupid super creatine. It's crazy. This guy, he's like such a cartoon character.
Stoked to bring you AI Energy, my most brilliant and delicious innovation ever. A new experience for a new era. AI Energy.
That was hype. That was hype. I'm gonna have to get me a few cans of that now, clearly. Wow. I like how he keeps talking about, like, how important Bang was. The only reason Bang ever had any market share is because it catered to actual, like, horny teenagers, because all of the marketing was just putting Bang in between the butt cheeks of any model that Jack could get into the DMs of. They did nothing interesting. It was bottom of the barrel slop. And he had the gall to say that it had some made-up garbage in it called super creatine. There's no way he thinks this looks good, right? Oh, he does. He is delusional. Like, fully delusional. This man is high off his own supply. That super creatine has rotted his brain. Have you not... we've already been deep down the Jack Owak rabbit hole. But have you not, like, actually seen or heard from him? Like, here's a... This is a clip that put him on the radar for a lot of people. What was the name of the show? It was like Dress My Wife. Like, the dude's just unhinged. And the way he dresses like a GTA character. Does he still have his super creatine videos up? No. I think just Fillion has a few of them, and then here's me making fun of him. Damn, he took it down. But he wears like these crazy, like either pure gold suits with like these giant Bang chains, or he has like this really cool purple one too. Like, he's just a weirdo. Whoa. My breech home birth story, unmedicated labor and delivery vlog. Can nothing just be private anymore? And why is Jack Owak shirtless like he delivered the baby? Is this his knee right here? Is he... What is he doing? Is he squatting, or is that his pec? I can't even tell what I'm looking at. This man's anatomy confuses me. I think he's squatting like on a squatty potty type thing. What does his family content look like? I've got to know. Telling my husband we are pregnant with baby number 6. Emotional. Like, Jack doesn't have human emotions anymore. It's all AI generated in his DNA now.
I'd argue that in the comments below.
He's still wearing the Bang chain.
But Jordan, there is no Jordan.
This video's a year old. Bang was already blasted to the Shadow Realm by this point. Why is he still wearing it?
Ooh, big things come in small boxes, you know? Especially on Valentine's Day.
What'd you get? What'd he get you?
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Is it an IPO for AI Energy?
Necklace. Oh, that's so cute. Oh,
Open it up, open it up. It's got a picture of Jat's nutsack in there.
so cute. Look at this.
The Vince McMahon of energy drinks. Oh, he is very Vince McMahon-esque, huh? That's a good comparison. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on AI Energy. It might just sweep in and be the next big one. It's already off to a booming start with one article being written about it from Beverage Digest. And it's one sentence. People cannot wait for Jack Owok's return. How do I get it? Do I have to mint it on the blockchain or something? It doesn't have its own website or anything. You and I set the beverage industry ablaze creating... Yeah, this is what you said in the video too. This looks like one of those fake Flash games like the Meet and Fuck Kingdom. But you just meet and have sex with Jack Owok, I guess.
Please spread the word, my friends. My wife and I appreciate all of your overwhelming love and support. Together, you and I revolutionized the consumer products industry with literally billions of followers through our vast 1,000 plus creator and influencer social media army. We love our influencers and creators. Our novel products, marketing, distribution, and manufacturing innovations resulted in Bang Energy eclipsing its first $1 billion in sales faster or as fast as Tesla. Sorry, my man Elon. Bang beat you by 4 years. Nike beat Nike.
I like how even on his AI Energy drink site, he's still just talking about Bang. Overtly corrupt South Florida bankruptcy community. He's talking about, I'm innocent. I did nothing wrong. Oh, also, get AI Energy. Why is he making AI videos of himself? He could just say it. Because it's AI Energy and he's showing the power of AI.
In concert to improve motivation and mood. These components also increase critical neurotransmitters, including dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and acetylcholine. These neurotransmitters play key roles.
Why does he look like a baby? Looks like a baby man here.
And memory and improved brain and body.
De-aged him too far.
Way beyond caffeine alone. Thank you for your support.
I'd love to see what a real can of this looks like. But I don't think it actually exists. Is this it or is this AI? Oh, here we go. My prayers have been answered. It's right around the corner. I feel like smoking would be healthier than drinking this.
Feel-good sensation will excite beyond your wildest imagination.
He's just saying actually nothing. Nothing he has said right now means anything. Oh, they've become experts in artificial intelligence. By that, Jack means they generated a few Shrek memes using Midjourney. Because artificial intelligence is increasing at such a geometric and exponential rate, human intelligence will likely never keep up. However, I do believe AI Energy combined with other factors like practicing an instrument or sport or engaging in other repeated critical thinking activities has the potential to increase brain power and human intelligence, both acutely and over time. He has the gall to say that drinking AI Energy is going to help increase brain power and human intelligence to compete with AI. Why are you even calling it AI in the first place, Jack? This has nothing to do with AI. AI doesn't even look good. Isn't this guy a billionaire? Well, yeah, but he's generating these himself. He is literally making these himself. It's written by AI. Probably. I have 30 years statements in the article have not been evaluated by the FDA. Consult a healthcare provider. Yeah, this is just normal disclaimer stuff. That's pretty cool, Jack. Pretty fucking cool. Order it. I was thinking about it, but I don't even know if it'd be fun as a joke. I feel like it's just gonna be dangerous. This is Jack Owok Unchained. No supervision. This man would sneak nicotine and fucking Fent into these. I don't know. I don't think it's worth. I'll wait to see if people survive the first wave. They're not going to stores. Since he's not selling them in stores, there's not going to be any real oversight. He's just selling them online. It'll be like pink sauce. It'll be like pink sauce in a can. I just watched an unbelievable freakout where an argument between two boat captains escalates to piracy, basically, where one of the dudes boards the other vessel like he's playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's like a scene out of Pirates of the Caribbean before they added in all of VFX. It's so fascinating how this dude just blew a gasket, had a conniption, over a problem he himself caused. He was the genesis of this entire thing. And yes, the other guy was saying mean words back to him in this argument, but that doesn't give him the right to board that boat and try and fucking start swashbuckling with the guy. So the name of the loose cannon captain is Brock Horner. People are calling him Brock Horny Horner. And he has a very interesting lore. Quite a rap sheet, which we'll get into towards the end. I want to show you the video first. He boarded the boat of someone named Gage, and Gage captured this entire interaction on video and posted it for everyone to see.
What, like 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cussing me out?
Nah, that was the dude in that boat. Were you the one that came through the middle of the bridge? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I was here, but you ran in front of the other dude over there.
You were cussing me out, dude.
Bro, you ran right through the middle of the bridge while we were all fishing.
In the middle of the fucking night, the guy didn't have any lights on.
Bro, we were all fishing here. The fucking...
He didn't have any lights on.
All right, bro, I'm not gonna do this with you, bro. I'm not gonna fucking do this with you, bro. Like, it's not the right time, bro.
You know the laws?
Bro, you can't come flying through the middle of the fucking bridge, bro.
Bullshit. Yes, I can.
All right, bro.
So a bit of the background. Brock Horner is a charter captain, and he's got some people out with him. 2 of the people on this boat have apparently come forward. I've watched 2 TikTok videos from 2 different people claiming that they were on this boat. Both of them condemning Brock in a big way. They did not like him at all. And they also corroborate that this started when Brock drove his boat really fast under that bridge there, and now he's accusing Gage of cussing him out after he did that. Gage is saying, no, that wasn't me, that was a different boat up there, you disrupted all of us. And Brock believes that it's Gage, and Gage didn't have his lights on, but Gage is saying, no, brother, that wasn't me, that was that guy that cussed you out. But now Gage is getting angry because now Brock is attacking him, so now Gage is cussing him out, for sure, because Brock is looking like a fucking fool right now. He's looking like a full clown.
What are you trying to do, bro?
What am I trying to
What are you trying to do, bro?
You want to fucking go?
I don't want to fucking go. I want you to get the fuck out of here.
Big tough guy?
Tough guy? You pulled up on me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Nah, shit. I'm fishing, you fucking... Like, bro, get out of here. Like, what? What are you trying to do? Act like a tough guy in front of your buddies?
No, I'm not. Dude, all these motherfuckers know I'm tough, motherfucker.
Bro, all right, bro.
I will always love that statement, like, no, I'm tough, I am tough, because I'm telling you I'm tough, and everyone here knows it. I'm the toughest there is, and you don't tussle with the muscle. I'm so fucking tough, I'll eat a bowl of rusty nails right now and put 2 fingers in my butt. Well, how about that, huh? What do you feel about that? Like, that's shit Wes Watson does, Pegged Watson. He literally talks like Wes Watson.
You know what?
Get going, bro.
We're all fucking war veterans. We're all raised.
Well, thank you for your service, bro.
And you're gonna talk shit.
Thank you for your service, bro. But that doesn't give you the right.
Pussy ass fuck.
All right, bro. All right, whatever. I appreciate you for your service, bro. But you don't gotta run through the middle of the bridge, bro.
Dude, if your guy doesn't have his fucking lights
That's not my guy, bro. That's just another fucking dude, bro.
You have to have lights on.
My lights were on, bro. My lights were on.
Guess what the fuck happens? You die, nothing happens to me.
Right, okay, bro. Keep thinking that.
No, that's the fucking truth, dude.
All right, bro. Keep thinking that.
Put your fucking lights on.
Bro, my lights were on. I wasn't sitting there. Okay, that's not my dude, bro.
As is common for the current day and age, there's a lot of people on Brock's side saying the kid brought it on himself. He's clearly in the wrong. Which I don't know how you can go through life with a poisoned mind like that. That is craziness, that anyone can see this and think Brock is acting rationally or reasonably in any fashion whatsoever. He is out here yelling and screaming, hooting and hollering at this guy whom he doesn't even know if it was the same guy that cussed him out earlier, even though Brock was the one that caused all this hoopla According to someone who claims to be on that boat, he was going around 60 under that bridge, busting ass, zooming under that bridge, and now someone cussing him out has hurt his feelings. The mean words disrupted his sensitive skin, so now he's back for round 2, the dessert, to try and, puff out his chest on the guy. A guy, by the way, that he cannot even confirm is the right target for his anger. So he comes out and is like treating this like an Xbox Live lobby with all of this screaming at someone he thinks might have been the same guy. Now, I'm inclined to believe Gage's claim that it was somebody else out there that cussed him out after Brock flew through, and that Gage did have his lights on. I'm inclined to believe his story over Brock, because Brock's not even sure, nor are the two people that spoke in the TikTok video. They don't know if it was the same guy either. But regardless, the way he's acting, even if it was Gage, is totally unreasonable.
Get the fuck out for it!
Bro, I said, bro, you almost fucking hit him. The other dude was fucking cussing you out.
I almost hit him because he didn't have his motherfucking lights on!
Bro, you shouldn't come flying through the middle of the bridge. You know people fish here, bro.
Dude.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
Yeah, you should apologize, motherfucker.
But, bro.
You're on the water more than you can possibly fathom in your wild motherfucking dream.
Me too, bro. I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right, bro.
You cuss me out.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro.
As he's making the statement that he is the best charter captain you'll ever see in your motherfucking life, he is literally boarding this guy's boat. That is, by law, piracy. That's an act of piracy, basically. At least from everything I've read. I'm the best captain, as he's fucking getting ready to get on the guy's ship like he's playing fucking Sea of Thieves. Keep in mind, Brock is doing this in front of customers. In front of people on his ship that have paid to be there. Or one of them has claimed that he was filming for Brock for his content. And both of the people that spoke out claiming to be on this boat said that they got no bites all day, so they didn't even get content, he said. But you can see not a single one of them's making a peep here. They are beyond embarrassed. They don't even want their faces to be seen. Like, all of them are looking straight down like it's a fucking funeral service. And the two that have claimed to be there and have spoken out both say that they're really regretful for not stopping this maniac. So, it's just... it's absolute lunacy. So the dude is now, he has fully boarded the other boat. So now Gage has an unwanted, unruly passenger on his boat as he's trying to, like, get away.
Please, okay, please, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please.
Apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
You're gonna cuss me the fuck out.
All right, bro.
In the middle of the
no, bro. Please, bro. Please, bro.
Back to my boat.
Okay, please.
Fucking apologize.
I'm sorry, bro. That was not me, bro.
Yes, it was.
I know I was here, but my buddy was on the boat.
Back to my
yes, sir.
boat.
I'm a kid, bro. Please, bro.
I don't care. You don't cuss me the fuck out.
All right.
And talk shit to me, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
You don't do it.
Now, it's been a while since I've gone fishing. In my old age, get very bad motion sickness, so I don't really get out on the water much anymore. But when I used to be far more active out there, every time we'd go out, our captain would carry. It was pretty common. And in a situation like this, Gage is clearly fearing for his fucking life here. Brock is lucky Gage wasn't carrying, because I feel like he would have had a really strong case blasting him after he boarded his fucking boat. That is unbelievably reckless and dangerous. I cannot believe someone that spends 300 days a year as one of the best fucking charter captains the globe has ever seen. He is the Davy Jones of the sea. How he would actually do something like this. Because it's an unhinged action that could have very well have gotten him killed as well. But anyway, Gage is obviously very afraid here. He is now trapped on his boat with this guy who is freaking out, and Gage is now panicking and he's apologizing profusely, and he does change his story here saying like, no, it was my friend, and now he's like, earlier he was saying it was just a guy, not his dude. So like, it's possible that it really was someone he knew that said it earlier, or maybe he's making it up and he did say it earlier, but I really feel like it doesn't matter in any case here because, again, Brock is the one that blew through there way too fast. It does seem like the lights were on, at least according to everything I've seen. So whether or not it was Gage or some mystery boater or a friend of Gage who cussed out Brock, it doesn't matter because Brock's response to it is so outrageous, so over the top, that it can only be him at fault here.
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't like cussing you out though, bro.
Yes, you were, dude.
I was driving the boat. Okay.
Did you not call me a fucking faggot?
No, bro.
Yes,
that was my friend on the. Okay, I'm sorry, bro.
That was your friend on the boat.
I'm sorry, bro.
You and your motherfucking friend are looking at it and come
Yes,
on
sir.
your boat and fuck you both up.
Yes, sir.
Do it again and watch what fucking happens.
Get back on this boat.
Don't fucking do it again.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty much where the confrontation ends. I want to show you a statement from Brock's lawyer in just a moment, as well as his previous criminal history and a couple of other really interesting tidbits. But before doing that, I want to mention that I've seen a lot of people saying that Gage was a coward for the way he acted after Brock boarded his boat. I think that is so fucking stupid. Like, the people saying that are the same people that probably tremble and piss their britches when the waitress asks them what they want to eat off of the fucking entree menu. Like, there is no one here in their right mind that would think that what Gage did here was a bad call. He is doing everything he can to de-escalate the situation and get the fuck out of there. That is what you should do here. This guy is claimed to be a combat veteran. What, is he supposed to scrap with him? Gage is not a fighter. He's made it clear he does not want to do that. So what's he supposed to do? Fucking scrap with him in the middle of the ocean here and get left for dead out there? Get his ass beat and throw in the water left for dead? It's stupid. That's a really dumb thing to criticize him for. And another thing, there was like 4 or 5 other dudes on the ship that Brock abandoned. Like, yeah, let's say he was able to get the best of this goober. Like, he took down Brock on his own ship. Well, who's to say the other 4 or 5 guys wouldn't then get involved and start fucking jumping him? Or maybe they have weapons. And like, it's so stupid to say that he did like a cowardly thing here. He did the thing that he thought gave him the best chance at surviving, which was just playing along and de-escalating. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I do think there's something wrong with Brock Horner himself. He's not the superstar, top-of-the-line, absolute best fucking charter captain this world's ever seen. He's no angel. I'll put up a couple of his charges here that I've seen floating around since this story broke, but I would also like you to hear from his side with a message from his attorney. This statement comes from someone who is both Brock Horner's attorney and his friend, and basically he's saying that Brock is sincerely sorry, he apologizes to Gage and Gage's family, and pretty much anyone that put their peepers on the video, commends Gage for the way he handled the situation so it didn't get worse, and that this doesn't represent who Brock is. And since this video went viral, his business has been destroyed and his reputation is damaged and his family has been harassed and threatened. And that some people have questioned his military service and accused him of stolen valor. It then goes on to say that he's a decorated combat veteran who was severely injured in Afghanistan, and basically saying that the stolen valor claims are complete baloney, but that he's not using it as an excuse, even saying that's not an excuse, but it's part of his story. Now, before getting more into the meat and potatoes behind that statement, I will briefly mention that stolen valor claim, because that was a big thing I saw people discussing. Is this actually a case of stolen valor? And I'm not sure. I've seen quite a lot of information conflicting on this topic here, but the big one I see float around is that he was in the Army, but his position was a human resources analyst, not a combat veteran. I haven't, again, I have no idea if this actually is a case of stolen valor or not, but it has been a big discussion point, and I don't know if it's actual stolen valor, if he was a human resource analyst or what. But that's why that was mentioned in that statement from the attorney. I have no clue whether or not it truly is stolen valor. But what I do know is true is that his business is in the shitter. It went straight into the gutter as a result of this. And it's not like that's without warrant. Why would you want a charter captain who's one mean word away from fucking blowing his lid off and literally charging a stranger? That puts your life in jeopardy too. You do not want to go out to sea with someone that unhinged. It makes sense why people would stop doing business with him and why his business would be damaged so much from a video like this coming out. Like, that checks out. I've also seen quite a few posts about things that he is apparently selling now as a result of all this, so there's been people kind of clowning on him, going, here's the best goddamn charter boat captain in Florida, maybe the world, who's on the water 300 fucking days a year, a combat war veteran with the esteemed Army Rangers. He has been vetted and it has been determined that this is a lie. He was the best goddamn E3 human resources analyst the U.S. Army ever trained. Tarpon Coast Fishing Charters Captain Brock Horny Horner. And then pictures and information about a lot of things that he is allegedly now putting up for sale. Again, I don't know if that human resource analyst claim is true or not. I can't find definitive proof on, you know, what actually is the story with his background in the service or anything like that. But regardless, the way he behaved, there is no excuse for, there is no justification for whatsoever. Yeah, again, even if Gage was the one behind all of it, his lights were off, he did cuss out Brock. Even if that is all Gage, the way Brock responded to it is still completely unacceptable. Like, 100% unacceptable. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because it was such an interesting rabbit hole I dived down. So, like I mentioned, 2 of the people that claim to be on that boat have made TikToks talking about it. So, just a crazy freak out. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.